Network security has become a central concept in the field of computer networking, due to the rise in cyber attacks over the years. In this video we will discuss 3 commonly identified network threats. They are DDoS attacks, phishing attacks, and man-in-the-middle attacks. A distributed denial of service attack, or more commonly referred to as a DDoS attack, is a type of cyber attack that involves a bad guy flooding a server with multiple network traffic requests, eventually slowing down or disabling the server for some time period. Consider the scene here. Rose is working on her laptop when suddenly her laptop hangs and she can't understand why her laptop crashed. Meanwhile, Kevin and his friends are seen generating multiple requests to the server, to a point where the server shuts down for some time due to the enormous number of requests it received. Picture it this way: anytime you call the customer service for anything, you mostly hear a busy or engaged tone. Why is that? It's because numerous people across the globe are trying to reach the same line, at the same time, and most of these calls made to the customer service are not made by genuine customers. Rather, they are made by pranksters, who try to keep the line busy continuously up to a point where the service has to shut down for a few minutes. Here's a news clipping on one of the most prominent DDoS attacks till date. Dyn, a software company that also dealt with web application security and internet performance management, suffered a severe DDoS attack on October 21, 2016. This attack caused many sites like Netflix, Amazon.com, Twitter, GitHub, etc., to shut down, making those sites temporarily unreachable. This attack was performed with the help of a botnet called Mirai. A botnet is essentially a group of infected computers operated by a single party to perform large-scale attacks. Now, the Mirai botnet was found to be connected to various smart devices, almost 100,000, with an attack strength of 1 terabit per second. Interestingly enough, this botnet also attacked the cyber news blog Krebsen Security. You read 2 articles from this website in the previous video, if you recall. Many cybersecurity professionals claim that it is tough to track botnets like Mirai, which start out as one type of attack, before they morph into another type of attack. It basically acts like a chameleon, hidden from its surroundings, and then suddenly appearing, when you least expect it. Picture a scenario where Rose receives an email regarding a password change, from Facebook, supposedly. Rose thinks the email is genuinely from Facebook.com. But is it really though? No. Kevin actually composed the email and sent it to Rose, with all the logos and necessary header tags, to make it seem like the mail came from Facebook.com. The difference between his mail and an actual mail from Facebook would be very minute, but definitely visible if observed carefully. In this case, if you observe closely, the Facebook logo color is different from the actual logo color. There are many types of phishing attacks like spear phishing, whaling, clone phishing, business email compromise or BEC, and many more. But the most common types of phishing attacks that most of the general public fall prey to are email phishing and SMS phishing. Here are some snippets of some well-known and widespread phishing scams. As shown in the images, an attacker creates a convincing and legitimate-looking message or web page to trick the victim into believing that it comes from a trusted source such as a bank, social media platform, or your workplace. The attackers mimic the writing style and logos to throw the user off, and attaches a link or some file, which when clicked, immediately transfers control to the attacker. The phishing messages are typically designed to create a sense of urgency and instigate the user to act immediately, and once the user falls prey, the attack is complete. So, no matter what kind of phishing attack it may be, just ensure that you don't click on any of the links provided, reply to those emails, or better yet, don't even open them, and instead flag those emails as spam.
In the previous video, we saw a scenario where Martin sent an unencrypted email to Rose, which was intercepted by Kevin. This type of attack is referred to as man-in-the-middle attack. It involves a third party, an unauthorized user, gaining access to data that is only meant to be shared between 2 individuals. In this case, the loophole for the attacker Kevin is that the contents of the message are unencrypted. So, Kevin manipulates the message before he ensures that the mail is sent to Rose. Rose also opens the mail, assuming that Martin has sent it, without any knowledge of the fact that the message has been tampered with. Imagine the previous scene with a slight modification. Now, the contents of Martin's emails are encrypted and Kevin can't read the contents. So, this time, Rose receives the actual message as initially composed by Martin.
Encryption in simple terms means, cover your data. How do you do that? By setting strong passwords and keeping all your sensitive information, password protected. A strong password usually has a mix of characters, numbers, and symbols and are usually between 8 to 12 characters long. If you can't keep track of all your passwords, set up a master key. The master key is a password manager that manages all your passwords for you, keeping them private and visible only to you. So, all you have to do is just remember this one master key password, rather than going through the trouble of recalling all your passwords. Neither of these attacks are to be taken lightly. Even if some of these attacks are intended for comedic purposes, it actually incurs millions of dollars of losses for companies. Ensure that you follow the CIA principles whenever necessary, and most importantly, always encrypt your data. Use HTTPS in your URL, and use VPNs for private browsing. Now that you have got a basic idea of the 3 common threats, you're better prepared to spot and avoid them in the future. On to the next video.